All right, I guess we went live a little bit early today, but that's J Mike. We are live. I just got to do a sound check and just take a moment or two. We're not there yet. Phone's ringing. All right, there it is. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know why StreamYard doesn't pick up the sounds on the other tab. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot I don't know, and I gotta do. I ask AI now. If I need answers, I ask AI. And I saw a video ad saying, "If you're over 40 and you're asking simple questions on ChatGPT, you're not doing it right." I ask complicated questions too, like build me everything I need to say in this live stream. I already did that. I just needed to give it a description, a small description, and then it gives me a long description, or vice versa. I could say shorten what I have to say here into one paragraph, and it will do that also. It does lots of things. I watch videos of Westerners that are now in the Philippines, uh, going off going off their rockers, um, mocking other YouTubers, other expat YouTubers. This guy does that, and that guy does this, and he's lying, and back and forth, and they're all frauds. Oh, they're not rich; they're just getting fraudulent money. It doesn't stop. It's unbelievable. Hi guys, hello. If feel free to chat. Lay down a chat if you have anything to say. It's friends around the world from Hawaii, USA to the Philippines. Thanks for coming in, guys. Um, it's not set in stone what I'm going to talk about, but which is my first mistake. Who cares? I'm in a goofy mood today. That's okay. I'm saying I'm to it. That's what the outline is for. You're supposed to get that there so you don't fill it in with oohs and ahs and ums. I know that. Ow. Right as I was getting ready to go live, I had to reboot. We froze. We had the computer on too long. So you never know. It doesn't matter how much your computer can do or how much power it has. It's gonna freeze. It's gonna freeze. It didn't freeze. It slowed down. Something was weird. One of my programs wasn't working right. What was I gonna? I had every thought to say stuff. I don't write stuff down. I used to, but I don't do it anymore because I'm slack and I'm lazy. So there's rule number two: don't criticize yourself. I do it to be funny, so people don't think I know everything. I I'm not 16 anymore. Ever notice how 16-year-olds know everything? And then when they're 18, it's like, I didn't know shit back then. See, because when you're 16, you know more at that age now than you ever knew. And it's the least you're ever going to know, right? Well, who we got here? My eyes are really bad. The glasses don't fit anymore. J Mike is killing it. Big Eat. Did you hear me talking about all the expats and the Westerners all going on YouTube fighting with each other? It's unbelievable. Whoever's the funniest, he's the greatest. So see, the problem is people that come to see them are just like them. There's a saying: I hate politics. I don't want to talk politics. Yeah, because your government has the worst form of politics, except for all the others. I was telling my wife this morning, here's the problem in the world. I'm going to sum it up. If two or more people are watching and listening to the same thing, they don't hear, everyone doesn't hear the same thing. It's true in the sports world too. I was watching a video. These are the 10 greatest interceptions of all time, or of recent times, or whatever. And if I'm feeling lazy, go to the ice. Yeah, it's time. It's time to get back to the ice rink. But anyway, it was the greatest interceptions over the last 25 years or whatever, right? And then they get to the number one interception, and it's the Super Bowl, and it's Malcolm Butler picking off Russell Wilson in 2014. And it's like, and I thought, that's probably the greatest play that I can remember. Right? And then the Seattle person makes a comment, that was pass interference. So they're not watching the same game. Very funny stuff. So yeah, about the expats, very funny. It's crazy. I never knew half these guys. I go there when people start talking about them. I find out like Big Shot in the Philippines. What's his name? Sick Grandpa. I never knew who he was because he's always just talking about people. So, but then all his followers are like, he's the greatest thing since freaking cheese, since sliced cheese. It's like, really? I can only imagine what they're thinking, what else they're thinking. I don't even want to imagine it. Oh, don't even make me imagine it. These guys are crazy. Who's liar? I thought you were friendly with him, and then I found out he hates you. It's like, what's going on here? I don't even want to assume anything anymore. Norma is, she's okay. You know, we all have an expiration date on our lives. We're all appointed to die once. So make it a good one, guys. Actually, if it's not a good one, you go to hell. So it better be a good one. We had a debate about, when is the rapture. So if somebody else is talking about the rapture, he's not a bad guy, or at least doesn't want to be. He wants to be saved, so that's good on you. May God have mercy on your soul. That's like the most wonderful. I said that at my first wife because we divorced. I said it on her deathbed a few years ago, about 5 years ago. May God have, well, I was saying a prayer, and that was in the prayer. God, may you have mercy on her soul, because we're sinners, right? So, one of the sins people go to their grave, they take it to their grave, and they won't be saved if they do, is bitterness. You hold bitterness, and that means you don't love God. Because God says, if you love me, you'll follow my commands. And that's one of my commands, is love your neighbors as yourself. That doesn't mean take a shower with them. That means love them the way you love yourself. Because not to do so, and people will say, not to do so is the same thing as murder. You're murdering them in your heart. So my channel, we're supposed to be talking about my channel, but first I just want to say, friends around the world from Hawaii, USA to the Philippines. We got a large Philippine. Someone said it's only about 1,000. You said that in one of your recent live streams. I think it's more than that, because people have more than 1,000 subscribers. That's one thing. But these trolls, that's what the trolls are. It's somebody that's creating secondary, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, down the line, 100 extra accounts. And then they use one to be, when they don't want to talk, or they don't want anyone to know who they are, they use a troll. I had somebody doing that. He was my partner in my collab, using his trolls to come into my live stream and talk like I don't know who it is. And then he would like, what is this guy, Darren? He's a great guy. He'd do that all the time. Oh, gotcha. Oh, he was the troll. Always saying nasty, dirty things. Crazy, crazy fellow. But I love him. Comes a time when you have to forgive people. If you don't forgive them, God won't forgive you. Banished to YouTube hell, which means listening to crazy expats for the rest of our life. Yeah, that was a genuine laugh. I tried to make it goofy, but it's genuine. Who do we get next? Mary. Norma's doing better, much better. She's on her little live stream. Yeah, they're stuck in a box too. But yes, we are stuck in a box. YouTube has us in Philippines YouTube. That's but we have friends from the U.S. and Canada or wherever, Great Britain, England. I heard you talking about that on your. I can't make comments. The comments are off. It's weird though because in TikTok I have videos that are doing 30 to 40,000. The same video in the YouTube Philippines does 50 to. Yeah, I know. Um, I used to buy ad reach. It was part of I didn't have it in my budget, but I had a little extra money to spend, and I thought, oh, so a few times I did that, but it didn't. It got me more views, but then it went away. It didn't give me growth. They promised growth, but it didn't happen, and that's really what the upsetting part. You're supposed to grow, not just get more views. People just come in, look at it, and go. And no, I don't like this. So some people do like it, the walking tours. Because it's authentically Filipino and it's like up close and personal. You get the authentic sounds. I'm not like doing sound effects like, you know, beep, 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 the giggle sound effects. I'm not doing that. It's like real life. You can hear the jeepneys coming by and the people, if they're talking, you can hear them. Not everyone's talking as they walk by. Um, Back to being pals. No, something's missing from Darren. I don't want to be too negative, but I told him and Blessed they came here. They were in the house here, and we were doing two live streams or more. There was actually a few people doing live streams, but we had two sets of karaoke going on. One was one was sitting right here on with the J mic, the old. It's disconnected now. Something's not working. The old J mic, we had this going on. So, and they sang Islands in the Stream as a duet. And I had a camera and I was walking around getting, a round the room view. And I was behind them, beside them, in front of them. And it was awesome. And I posted it as a video 4 years later. Hard to believe that time's going by, but so quickly. But I messaged both of them. It took me a couple extra days to message Bliss because she changed her channel name. She renamed her channel. And no, it kills me when a woman gets a boyfriend and then changes the name of her channel to her and him. It's like, why? That's a mistake. So anyway, because it's not his channel. It's like, this is not Jay and Norma. It's J Mike, and then sometimes Norma's here. And so I mentioned to them that I put their video up, and it was pretty good. But I just said that your video's up, and because I liked it. It was good. It was well done, and I don't think they watched it. And it was pretty for amateurs. It was good. It wasn't bad. Better than I thought it was going to be. But people don't care. You could see something that you absolutely love in music, and if you show it to enough people, you'll get 1,000,000 thumbs down. Although, not likely. You can't count thumbs down anymore on YouTube. On a lot of video types, you can't even give it a thumbs down. So yeah, something's missing with Darren. He's there, but he's not there. I'm not sure what it is. Walking tours. I try to put my energy into it. It's harder because I'm getting older now. I don't always feel like going because it's hard to get across the Manila. Metro Manila is 16 cities. I'm in like city number 18. There's like Cayenta, and then there's Tai Tai. That would be 18, and then there's my town, which would be town 19, which is a high population. There's like 300,000 here, just in this little town, which is pretty busy. Main Street is, you don't cross the street with your freaking eyes closed, that's for sure. It can be pretty busy there, but just walk a few blocks here into my subdivision, and it's very quiet until the dogs start barking. One thing that I'm making sure I do, I see a lot of people doing videos, and the default title on a short is the date. You can't post a video or long form video without a title. It won't let you. But on shorts, it defaults. The default title is the date. I see a lot of people using the default title and no description. Those videos are dead in 48 hours. So whoever sees it right away, well, maybe they log on in 72 hours. They're not here every day. They log in, they see a video, they watch it. That's all the views you're going to get. But I fill everything out, all the way down to tour and travel at the bottom. If I'm walking, it's tour and travel or travel and events, something like that. I don't leave it on people and blogs. Or if it's jeepneys, it's autos and vehicles. So, but sometimes I'm walking and I see jeepneys, so I'll keep it on travel and events. But you have to have a long description with keywords in there and hashtags, and then there's YouTube tabs a little bit lower. You got to put that in there too, and you got to put it on a playlist. I notice my playlists are getting views because some people are watching on TV and they want to watch a playlist and they want to sit down and not keep getting up and looking for more videos. They just want to see videos. So I do have some of that. I have a jeepney video that I posted 4 years ago. 4 years and 3 months ago. I wasn't doing videos, but I put up a short, and it was a jeepney short. It was very short. It was only like 10 seconds. And I was having my teeth done, and then right after we got out of the dentist's office, I just said, I'm going to get a quick video here. I didn't really know what was going to happen. And it reached 1,000 views, and someone said, your video's going viral. And then a month or two later, I said, my video has 3,000 views. A year later, it's like, the video has 19,000 views now. 2 years later, it's got 20,000 views. 4 years and 3 months later, it has 165,000 views because it was a big spike a while back because I filled out the description and hashtags and search engine optimizer keywords. And now people are finding it through YouTube and Google search. Whatever you do should not so I'm not discouraged. It is frustrating, but I'm not discouraged. The other thing is you got to stay consistent. Sometimes I'm too tired. I can't get video. I run out of video, and I try to remix something old. That's a lot of work. And I always say to myself, I'm going to be working and working. There's always expenses with YouTube, but there's no money. So I don't know where these expats that are doing these little videos of complaining about each other or making fun of each other, living the 5-star lifestyle. That's not true. They're not making any. The only money I ever made was from super chats. Now there is, like, it'll take me a year to get $100 in real ads, like by AdWatch, with AdReach, AdWatch, whatever. So there's only a speck of money, and I know those guys aren't getting that. You know, you can't just do a 4 or 5 minute live stream, you know, every couple of days, and 3,000-4,000 subscribers, and then get money through ads. That is not happening. And now I'm finding out. I'm saying to Norma, where are these guys getting all this $3,000 a month? They look like bums. They didn't have jobs as freaking director of operations or freaking airport hotel controller, or food and beverage director at a freaking resort. There's no way. So they don't have a niche in their channel. Their niche is just bitching about other people that they don't even know, that got a hold of their name and said something. It's like, okay, so why don't you do something creative or go away instead of just I watched the Mad Hatter or something. Mad Matt, I think it is, in the Philippines. Anybody that has their name so and so in the Philippines, there's a problem. I have a problem with that. They're all in trouble. So, hello, Sing Venus Unicorn. If you're still here, thank you for coming in. Good morning to you. So, good morning. Very few of them are doing this. Let me show it. Very few of them are doing the walking videos, show the raw, rugged, and sometimes shocking Philippines. Yeah, there are places in the U.S. that will shock you too. Especially now, I haven't been back in 5 years, but now I'm hearing, in some places in beautiful San Francisco, they have tents on sidewalks and you can step in people shit. I just stepped in dog poop. No, it's people poop. So that's just one of the things. I find it very authentic. I always say to Norma, see all the high wires up there? That's what freedom really looks like. Because Americans think, oh, you always hear it, especially in movies. We're free. No, you're not. You can't. There's like 100 words you can't say. You can't even say the word sin without getting pissed on. Oh, you can't say the N word. You can't say the B word. You can't say the C word. Don't even think about that. I think about it, but it ain't coming out of my mouth. Oh, you can't say the F word. And I don't mean F-U-C, you know what? I mean F-A-G, fag. You can't say that in America. I'm telling. Somebody walked in. I was working as a temp in a hotel in downtown Boston or uptown Boston. I forget what street it was years ago, and I was helping them out. And somebody walked in the middle of the night. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. And he's gay, and he's like, I'm calling your owners, and I'm telling them that you called me a fag, and you're going to lose your job. And I'm like, oh, how do we get rid of this guy? And, the guy I was helping says, you don't. It's unbelievable. You are not free in the United States. I had a guy jump. I was stopped in traffic, and somebody pulled up beside me real quick, put on his brakes, get out of the car, started yelling at me. He was black. And I'm like, he doesn't know me. I don't know what he's doing. But I'm just going to wait for him to go away. Because you never know what they're going to do, or even if they have a gun or not, or whatever. He might have a bomb. But he called me the N-word. Like, what is going on here? It's like, I can't wait for him to leave. And like, calm down and go. Oh, that was on my mind for days. It's like, what the hell? I thought he was going to kill me. And I just sat there like this. I don't have a gun. I better be quiet. It does. In the end, it won't matter what kind of car you're driving. I said, my car's better than his car. Yeah, his bullet's better than my skin. I didn't know. You don't know. So I met almost all these people, and I would still rank you and number. I told you we were going to make you something good to eat that you would remember, but we didn't see you over here, you and Mick Fisher. We did meet Mick Fisher at the mall, at Mega Mall, but we wanted him to come back to the place because I love this place. Because I bought 2 houses in the United States when I was there. I only bought 2 houses, but at separate times. My kids benefited from that, but they think I never gave them anything. I said, where do you think the payments came from that your mother was making on that second house? That you guys got a chunk of money. That didn't come from nowhere. They didn't have anything to say. And then the second house went to my oldest daughter because she was paying for it. But that cost me money. Money fell out of my pocket for that. Oh, people don't see what you give them. Well, Biggie, that means I have one one person ranking me number one, maybe two. Thank you so much. I'm not trying to destroy somebody for my success. I watched, for the first time in like 6 years, I watched Geo. He changed his name. It was Geo in the Philippines, and now it's Geo on the go. I didn't know he was leaving. That was a long time ago. But now when I see him, I don't see the same guy. I see loser. And I didn't realize it then because I was looking for somebody that was telling me something about the Philippines because I was like back and forth, and when I wasn't here, I wanted to hear about it. Most of the ones I met are raging alcoholics, very lonely. Why do they choose loneliness? Charlie Kirk was talking. I used to watch a lot of him now when he was alive, and someone said, why don't we just take Elon's money and fix the homeless problem? Charlie Kirk said, it's not a money issue. It's people are fucked up. Most of them are raging alcoholics. No, the worst. They're drug addicts. And I forget exactly what he said, but he said most of them are drug addicts or alcoholics. Yeah. So very lonely people. They lose it. They've lost it. But to go on YouTube and tell us a different story or complain about somebody else because you think it's funny, that just doesn't make sense. Mad Hatter is losing it. He's like, I don't know how long he's been here. These guys only have like 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers. It's like, there's only so many freaking morons that are going to like you. I don't even know it. He's the greatest. I keep hearing that. He's the greatest. He's the greatest. Greatest what? He did a video from his hotel room. Like, anybody can walk in a beautiful mall, stand in front of a high designer clothing store and go, I shop here. No, you don't. You're just it's free to go in that mall. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean you're living a 5-star lifestyle just because you're in a fucking mall. We can do that every day of the week. We don't have the energy. So we got to drive. It's traffic. But how many malls are in Cebu? Like, I don't know if he lives anywhere near BGC or whatever, but I've been there. Anyone can get a decent hotel for one night, shoot some video, and say, "I live here. This is my house. Isn't it beautiful?" People used to rent Lamborghinis, right? Rent a Lamborghini for like 2 or 3 nights or a week, right? Do a bunch of videos. I own a Lamborghini. Go on Facebook. Oh, we're living the high life. That's what people do. But if you come here, the boys drink, and sometimes I buy them something to drink. Sometimes they buy it themselves. But like we had a party, our nephew graduated last week, so we had a big party. There were 4 of us, so there was 3 of them and 1 of me, so there's 4 guys going shopping. I couldn't believe all the stuff I was putting in the cart. It's like, yep, we're having that. 4 chickens, please, thank you. Pampano, we'll take a whole kilo of that. It's just, they couldn't believe it. It's like they bring the little blue basket when they go shopping. We need just a few things. Oh, even if they could afford it, they don't have a refrigerator. I said, you can have mine. We had like 3 refrigerators. We had to get rid of one, right? No, we don't want the electric bill to go up. Okay, suit yourself. Oh, I've never seen a hearse towing a U-Haul. Wait a minute, that one went over my head. I've never seen a hearse towing a U-Haul. Oh, you mean you can't bring your stuff with you? That's right. Just your spirit. That's it. I can't imagine what I'm going to see when that happens. Well, you're number one because you're actually showing him the Philippines and you're not attacking, and you have a real. That's the other thing. Going back to the relationship, they think that putting. You know they put notches in a gun belt when you kill somebody. You bullet. I guess it's a bullet belt, but what the holster that's holding up your gun. The belt. Put a notch. I killed somebody. You got 7 notches. I'm like, they think chicks are notches in gun belts. It's like, no, you gotta. First of all, if you're not ready to marry, you're not ready to date. They think dating is a notch in their freaking gun belt. It's like, you don't love the woman if you're doing that. You just love your dick. That's unbelievable. And I know you'll be back to the Philippines, Big E. I just don't know when. But You travel according to your work, right? You go where work is calling, right? So I don't have any idea how that is, but I know it's serious business. I didn't get that far to be a regional, but they liked me where I was at my hotel, at my airport hotel. I never thought I'd get that job, but I grew into it, I guess, or I was in the right place at the right time. I sent my would be future CEO an email on December 22 saying, I lost touch with you because I didn't know the structure of your company's email system. And I figured that out. So I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas. He replies to me within the hour and says, are you looking for work? Because if so, send your resume to these two guys in Boston. So I did. And then I was working, and within 10 days, I was working. And then my GM, I emailed the GM and his boss, the regional, and I answered a few questions. Not much. It was two telephone interviews. I didn't even have to go in person. They hired me to come in and fill out my new hire paperwork. But I ended up staying there for 10 years. Best job of my life. Airport hotel controller. It was awesome. There was a controller, and then there was a HR manager. And when that person left, when that person left, I proposed that I would take over both departments, and we would hire from within. We hired an HR coordinator instead of a manager, and then an accounting assistant. We already had that person in place. All of us could order a prostitute, right? And that's easy, and anybody could do that. But they have a real relationship is rare. Why do you just want? I can't do that. I can't just like fuck someone. That makes no sense to me. Because if you're gonna like come and dump, you're gonna like do her and then dump her. It's like that's what animals do. I I become attached to because I think that's the way it should be. You should be attached to the person you're doing that to, because I just don't understand that. How can a person do that? That's cruel. But they're going with people that they wouldn't like anyway, so that makes even less sense. You're having sex with somebody that you don't like in the first place because that's why you're dumping her. We're running three companies now, plus we have this publishing company of all these books that we've written. So we're very. How many books have you written? What is the? Are they all the same type of books? Same topic? I once, for a Christmas present, I bought it was approximately 1,000-page book about prescription medicine. Right? It didn't make me a doctor. But I just gave it to my first wife. Didn't make her a doctor either. I don't know why she did that. April is working for both companies as well. We're not anti-Philippines. We're just busy in other countries. That's what I thought. So I just think because every once in a while I see them taking down the high wires, but it's just in that spot. They were doing it. I had a landlady who became a good friend of mine, but she's my mother's age. She's like 89. So we don't hang out. We just visit her. So, and she loves Norma. So right in front of her house, all those wires. They lived in a subdivision, but the wires were all coming down. And then there's just like one wire left, or one or two. But there was just no. They just didn't have a system where they took wires down. They only had a system where they put new working ones up, and then all they ever did was keep putting new working wires up, until they had 1,000 wires up in the air. But I think that's kind of like authentic. Like this is what it looks like. This is what I always say. This is what true freedom looks like. In America, you can't have that because it costs you money. They will fine you. All they do is fine you, charge you fees, steal your money, and put you in jail. That's what America does. It's unbelievable. I get tired of that. And I lived in a small town. I didn't get fucking tired because I was working in the city in the airport. So it was like airport, small town. I had to leave the state to go home. I preferred it that way, but it was a long drive. I got tired of that. In the end, I said, I quit. I quit on my terms. That's the way you do it. You quit on your own terms and on good terms. Because I went back and I said, I need a room for the night. I'm flying up tomorrow. Okay, it's all yours, Jay. Here's your key. That was totally on my terms. I like that. That was my third boss at that hotel. We had three owners, separate owners too, not three at once. Three. The hotel got sold twice while I was there, and each new owner decided they were going to do more, not less audits. So by the time the third owner moved in, all we had was audit. They were just auditing all the time. Like, show me this, show me that, blah, blah, blah. Answer these questions all the time. It was like, I said to my boss, I don't have time to do work. It's just audits. Oh. He only had one thing to say. That's why you work here, Jay. Handle it. Handle it. So it all worked out. It all worked out in the end because don't sweat the small stuff. But with being a controller, everything is small, and then that adds up to the big stuff. If they can't trust you with $1, they're not trusting you with 1 million. That's for sure. I didn't handle $1 million in one day or all at once, but it all added. Our best year, 2016, 2016 or 2017, right around there. I think we made $21 million after everything got spent. So bottom line, which is hard to do because we were a 300-room hotel with full service restaurant. The entire first floor was a restaurant. Their front desk was looking at the restaurant. It was like almost in the restaurant. It was like, well, everything's carpet except the little tile space. That's the front desk. It was a big desk though, so it was so huge. Everything looked. You could go on the second, third, fourth floor and look down because there's a lot of rooms with windows on the inside. Look down at the front desk and it's like you're right there. So there's a lot of rooms looking into the atrium where the restaurant and bar, big bar. It's not the best hotel I ever saw, but it was pretty good. We did not have glass elevators, but I did work at a hotel with glass elevators, and it was freaking awesome. When I first got into I worked at a Hyatt, how many 500-room hotel, glass elevators. New Year's Eve was awesome. I was not popular at all. People thought that I was the one firing them. And I'm the Grim Reaper. If Jason's in the office and I'm called for a meeting, I'm gone. That's what they thought. And here's why. There was a rule, a department manager cannot fire anyone unless me or my boss is in the room. Because we want to make sure things are done right, or we want to have somebody that saw what happened, a witness. What we said, what happened, we would, sign off. And everyone thought it was me. No, if your boss doesn't want to fire you, there's going to be a huge problem for you to lose your job. I mean, for me or Mike, or there was a couple of guys that took over for Mike, Jim and Dominic. Dominic was my favorite. Jim wasn't too bad, but Dominic was my favorite. And they were both British. They both had the British accent. That's funny. Jim was about 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", and then Dominic was like 6'5". It's like, hey, how's it going? What else was I going to say about that? The whole hospitality is like hard. It's you got to really control yourself to stay in a because you got to make sure especially customers, see you with a positive attitude, but also your fellow employees too. They're also customers. Your employees are customers. You got to treat them as such. You can't just say, "Hey, you screwed up. You're fired." You can't do that. You cannot do that. You had a melt. What about what? Go ahead. You can. Can you discuss it? I don't know if you want to do that, unless you want to message me. I should. My messenger is in my channel. It's Facebook. So I would actually, I'm requiring you to send me a message. You can say anything you want. Um, I don't bother people too much. I certainly don't show them pictures of you know what. And I don't beg. I don't. This is an American expat, and we did a couple of live streams together when I was in America, not here, but when I was in America. We did like one or two live streams together, and I thought he was an okay guy. Then when we came here, he would come on my live stream, but not. I guess he was on one or two of the panels for a while, but just a friendly guy. But then he started dating a Filipino, and he came here. I had no idea they live like right here. So we got together a few times. We had wine, and I like wine. Um, I'm not one of those guys that gets up and goes to the bar, and gets drunk. I don't. No daytime drinking or anything like that. It's not like that. But anyway, I am known to have some wine on hand. What was the meltdown about? He doesn't want to give you. I always said to people, I will make sure everyone gets paid on payday, even if you're not punched in and there's no check. I will make sure we get you a check as soon as possible. We're not going to wait until the next payday. I was my promise to people. Yeah, because the controller has other people driving him crazy. That's why. It's like they may not have said something today, but he knows it was said, days ago, or it's going to be said. The hardest part of my month was I'm losing kind of the jargon that we use. I'm losing it because I haven't been there in 5 years, so I'm starting to forget what we called things. But there's a reconciling of the general ledger. When you go final, there's things you have to, like cost control, you have to, the variance report. You had to talk about variances. What's allowable? Like you say we're going to spend $1 million on, or $500,000 or whatever. It's not that much, but maybe we're going to spend 20,000 a month on sales promotions for food and beverage. Like sales managers would entertain people in the restaurant. You'd always see a sales manager in the restaurant having dinner, maybe a glass of wine. And it's usually later in the afternoon they would do that. I don't do shabu. I've heard of it, but I don't even know exactly what that is. I forget. But anyway, if you don't spend enough and you're 4% out, like underspent, you have to explain that. And first of all, you have to bring it up, and then you have to explain it. So if you overspend, you have to explain that even more. So every line item down the P&L had to be, it's all a part of the discussion. So what's here? It's just the usual stuff. You can't let controllers run a sales or engineering team. True. It's just not working, but we need the controls. Yeah. Yeah. Or if they didn't need them, I never would have had a job. Because nobody wants to do that. Because when you get audited, it's like, all right, it's the controller's job to come back and say, we got to fix this. Do I do? It's the controller's ass if we got to fix it. Why aren't you telling them to fix that? Why isn't it fixed? You can't have the same problem 2 months in a row. Do you do shabu? People always talked about that. I still can't. I'm still not sure what Shibu is. Some kind of smoke or something. I'm not even sure what it is. Wait a minute. I'm losing. We get a bombardment here. Hold on. Everyone in the chat. Hello, everybody. There's a few people here. Hello, Jane. Hey, Lynn Whistler. Awesome. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. That's Nightbot. I'm having trouble seeing. Everything looks faded. Like it's not bright. Hello, Edward. Good to see you at work. You're watching the show at work. Put it on so and then let everyone know my channel that's there. They can connect all. They can connect. Put it on view and tell everybody it's JMI. Give me a view. Subscribe. Oh, all right. What else do we have here? We're running about 20 to 21% GM, which is twice as good as the S&P 500, and yet the controller is still being the control. You're kind of beating around the bush here. You're not being specific. The S&P 500 average, right? You're talking about the average net margin. Okay. So you're running 20% profit margin, right? Is that what you're talking about? So you could be budgeted to do, let's see, maybe, I'm not sure what you budgeted to do. We would budget to do, I'm trying to think back. If you spend $100,000, you want to make 50,000 in profit. That's what we're talking about. That would be 50% margin. But we were aggressive because hospitality, it's expensive, but we can do it. SpaceX lost $1 trillion in valuation from the high in a few weeks. Lack of liftoff. No business. In valuation. That means is their stock public? I don't know. If they have public stock and they're selling for, $1,000 a share and the stock went down to 500, you don't lower your price just because you need people to buy your stock. I guess I'm not sure how they spot the price of stock, but it's complicated. SpaceX. 20% after all expenses, and yet the controller will come back and try to squeeze out another person somehow. You know why? Because that's what his bosses are thinking. When a controller tells you something, he can have ideas, but his bosses have to be on board with it. So whether he has one or two bosses, he probably has two bosses. His boss and his boss's boss are really his boss. So if they're trying to find more, maybe his bosses have a boss, investors or owners or whatever you want to call them, whatever they are. They have to find a way to get more. I used to say we pay all our bills on time because we have deep pockets. And that's one of the reasons I liked working there, because I didn't have to explain to people why we can't pay them right away. You don't tell them. But then at one point they said, you only can pay $75,000 in bills this month. Figure it out. Who's going to get what? But you have a limit. Even though we were one of the cash cows because of a busy airport, the whole company was cut because they were using the money for something else. And it was none of my business. They don't tell you everything. They just say, here's what you got to do. Do it. And everything else is a secret. It's only a need to know. Controllers don't need to know that. Just Tell them what to do, and they'll do it. SpaceX below IPO price. Wow, I didn't know that. Don't look too deeply into that, Len Whistler. You're not on the team. You're not on the team. We could talk about that too. The Illuminati. They run everything. Even though it's Elon Musk's company, if their stock is public, the Illuminati are getting in the way. I guarantee it. Anybody want to talk Illuminati? There's other words for them. The globalists. It's the globalists. that's the cute word now. The elites. We're elite. I hate that word, elite. That's not what you call yourself. If you think you're elite, you're a fool. Oh, I could get into that. It's a loosely knit group of people that have always been around. Remember the pollsters, the Harris poll, the Gallup poll, and the Harris, Gallup, and there was one other one. They're all part of it. Oh yeah, according to the Harris poll, they said blah, 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 they said this and that. It's like they're liars. They're all liars. The mafia and the CIA are the same thing, only different. Same thing, only different. How do you think everybody unalives themselves? You hear of all the suicides and, oh, it wasn't suicide, it was an accident. How come everyone has accidents? It's unbelievable. I think, let's talk about accidental deaths. I think all the musicians that in the 27 Club were all murdered. All murdered, including Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, Whitney Houston, Prince, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin. There's a few others. I said Prince, right? John Lennon, Prince, Whitney Houston, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. There's a few others. I think they were all murdered, and then they all accidentally died. And drug overdose, it's easy to put that on a musician. Drug overdose. Yeah, you're freaking Mick Eater. I mean, I don't know the details of all their deaths, but they're all murdered by the CPR people. The CPR. That's why I don't like CPR. John Lennon said that too. I don't like CPR. That's bullshit. It's everyone's music. Kurt Cobain, possibly. I don't know how he died, but it's possible. How old was he? Because Michael Jackson and Prince were both 50, right around there. Whitney was 48, so she was, but the others died even younger because they were more feisty. I know Jimi Hendrix was having problems. He wanted to break away from something, and I believe it was his people that were his handlers were like, "You're under contract." So I think he didn't like that, and he was killed. His girlfriend had something to do with it. That's what I think, because they didn't investigate very hard. They just. I mean, they'll say they did, but they really didn't, because they're paid off. The investigators are paid off. That's the end of it. And that's what happens. If there's billions in music and they give you $1 million, right, you'll shut up. Or 2 million, whatever your price is. I won't. I'm not going to shut up for $1 million. Okay, we'll give you 2. Okay, I'll shut up now. That's what happens. And I know YouTube is they're part of the globalist Illuminati crap. I'm not Illuminati. Everyone will say that. I'm not Illuminati. We're good, hardworking people. We're really. They always give me like emails and stuff. Here's our success story. Wait a minute. How come the same people are getting 20 million, 50 million views all the time, and I'm here every day and I get a couple of 500 views, 1,000 views for shorts. Well, you have shorts, Jay. We looked at your channel extensively for like 24 hours, and you've got like 50 shorts that are still getting views after years. Yeah, it doesn't pay. I look at what they pay. It's pennies. Oh, this one made $1.27. That one made $3. That one only made a penny, and it's got 11,000 views. You got to be kidding me. I got a lot of shorts with like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. And one now is 165,000 views. No money. It's like a couple of bucks. They don't pay out until you get 100. And that was when I was getting money. Like I thought it was going good, and then I finally realized it's just super chats, and then that dried up. Right? These people are talking about a 5-star lifestyle. They're lying right to the camera. It's not true. Yeah, Jay, it's true. I live in Canada. We get more money. Yeah, I don't think so. You don't have videos. You got married. You keep saying you got married, right? And you're a YouTuber, and there's no videos of a wedding reception, and there's no video of you and your bride taking your vows, which means it's a lie. You're not married. Get everybody fooled. I got a secret fiance. That's why. I can't tell you her name. Why? Because there's 5 of them? That's the only reason for a secret fiance. Because there are 5 of them. Because you can't make your mind up. Because you don't love any of them. If you loved one, the other 4 would disappear. Oh, I'm trying to find out which ones will make themselves disappear so I can concentrate on one. That's idiotic. That means you don't love anybody. You can't choose. And there's like all these people doing videos. Yeah, I get this chicken. They always talk about the next chick. They never talk about their woman. Why is that? They never talk about their woman. She's not there. I heard sounds, but I don't know. But something's on. I don't know what it is. But I was going to ask her to come over here and wave, but she read my mind. She knew I'm not here. I knew you were going to do that, Jay. I just knew it. This is the Filipino word. This is the Filipino word. Oh, I can't get my... Wait, what's going on here? Oh. This is the Filipino word for Philippines. Tagalog, Pilipinas. It's Tagalog. I was waiting. I love these cameras. They self-center. Automatic camera. It puts itself in place. Every time I move it follows me. It'll follow me. You see? It's following me. I don't like that dark red curtain behind me. I don't like that because it makes the room look dark. It should be bright, like white. It should be white tapestry. Is what it should be. Maybe we have one. I don't know. It's been there a while. It's hot as the dickens. I get the aircon running. It just feels hot. Maybe I need the fan. The fan's not hitting me. Oh, even these warm places, it can get hot. It can get hot quickly. What else do I want to talk about? So, what's happening in the end times for you? Could we be in the end time? I keep hearing that in the news. Could we be? People are unaware. They're unaware. I'm trying to decide if I want to even talk about it. People will tell you they're offended. My own sister, I told her the truth. This was years ago. I told her the truth about something, about politics. And she said that I offended her. Now I know why. I couldn't figure that out, but now I know why. People, I had this discussion with Norma earlier. People are not watching and listening to the same thing. I mean, 2 people could hear the same thing and hear 2 different things. Some of us are like darned retarded. They call it autism now. You can't say retard anymore. You're not free in the West. You can't say retard. You can't say retarded. You can't tell anyone they're freaking stupid. You can't tell anybody what it is. The truth is like you're not allowed to speak the truth. Well, the truth is there's no God. Where do you think you came from? Every time I say that, I'm offending somebody. Tell me where you came from? You're offending me. They're under total control. It's unbelievable. There is almost a dictionary full of words that you cannot say in America, but you're free. You're not free. You can't have wires attached to your house from a telephone pole. You can't have it. It's got to come down. You can't have an appliance in your front yard. It's going to go away. You can't have a flag on your house because your neighbors don't have one and you have to look like them. You're not free. I think I need a drink. How long have we been live? Oh, we just hit the 1 hour mark just a minute ago. It's an hour and 1 minute. So that's the first I've looked at that. Your time flies when you're having fun, honey. I don't know where she went. Where'd you go? Where did you go? All right, we're going to get rid of that banner. It's been on there for an hour. Thank you so much. This is an example of a banner. Click on a banner to show it on screen. I never thought I'd see that. Obviously, StreamYard has new ownership or new management or something because it's all different now. All different. Use banners to summarize your talking points and display calls to action. Let's have a call to action. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't know that was going to be so small. Christian Filipina. See, expats won't use Christian Filipina because they're not Christians. They're all doomed. You're all doomed. You're all going to hell. All of you. Yeah, see, now I'm not supposed, as a Christian, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say, may God have mercy on your soul. And I pray that you may be saved. That would make me the happiest, but you don't know if they're being genuine. Honey, you're alive.
Hi, good morning.
They all left. They were here a little while ago. It's time for me to go there. How's the channel sponsor working out? Well, I'm not doing any more videos. We just did 8 videos. 2 of them weren't used. So actually 6 were used. So it only went for 3 months. So we weren't getting a whole lot of views. That looks like it.
Good morning, everyone.
That looks like it. They all left. It looks like they all left. So they were here a few minutes ago. It's been an hour. I guess I'm going to say goodbye because it's been an hour. It's only exciting when people are commenting in the room. Actually, you're not even watching. That's how good my channel is. My wife's not even watching.
I'm watching it, but
you were watching. You're not watching. Yeah, you're low bat. You could watch while you're plugged in, honey.
Let's plug in there.
And what's running? She's lying to me. My wife lying to my wife lying to my face. So that did pay. The sponsorship did pay a little bit. They actually paid me up front, which is unusual. But that's the only way they can get me to do stuff. I don't know how they would get me if I didn't do anything for them, but it was fun. We would do our first videos as a couple, so it was kind of hard. It probably could have been better, after we made a few, but they didn't want to keep paying us. They get all the dirt bags to do videos too. It's like I didn't understand that. These guys are freaking womanizers, and they're working for Christian Filipinos. Like they're not Christians. Get away from them. They're they're selling phone calls to do dirty on women. I should have sent them a message. These guys are selling phone calls to do women dirty, and you've got them working for you. It's like they're not Christians. Oh. But I pray for them. I don't know. I should pray for them. I'm not praying for them, but I should. I should, Norma. Are you naked? She's not got nothing under that shirt. It's just covering the good stuff. She's got a t-shirt covering her good luck charms. They're not good luck charms. They're just charms. No, I'm not bad. I'm not cursing you. Although that, I don't know. What do you call that behind you? It's like a room divider, but it's too heavy to carry. It's dark. It's like, it's evil. Dark is evil, guys. I'm sorry. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You're low bat, and I'm low customers, so I gotta go. Got to go. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Norma. There's Norma waving goodbye. Bye, Norma.
Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
See you next time.